What's good, Sag Risings? It's your boy Dave B. You watching Beyond Astrology, where we dive deep into all things regarding astrology, spirituality, psychology, and the like. So for this is gonna be our January horoscope breakdown. Looking at the whole month. Um, I'm doing this based upon rising signs because we're going to be focused on the house placement. So we're going to be looking at the house that the sun is transiting, and that'll give us an idea of what the theme is for that particular time period. And for y'all, it's going to be the sun currently being that it's in Capricorn, and by the end of January, it's going to be in Aquarius. This is y'all second and y'all third house. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. And wherever the sun is at is basically the theme. So the theme for y'all is going to be all about your gifts, what you have to offer to the world, and things of that nature. And it's going to be moving into your surroundings and things that deal with communication and kind of just what you're familiar with. So for the most part, this is going to be taking place in your second house, right? Now, if you got, depending on the house placement, like the degree, you might have overlapping houses, or your houses might have shifted in a way where, the sun might be a little to the left, a little to the right. So don't worry too much about that. Just, you can watch other videos in tandem with your own so that you can get a full picture of what's going on. Because even for me, like I'm a real late degree Scorpio rising, so sometimes like my house placements low key look more like a Sag rising. So I be having to watch a mix of videos to get a full perspective on what's going on with me. But you know, anyway, like I said before, so the for the most part, the theme right now, a lot of energy in your second house, everything is determined, everything is kind of centered around value, self-esteem. This is a huge year for everybody, but Scorpio risings, we got a lot of different energy going on because we got Jupiter, you know, kind of dancing around in our eighth house, expanding a lot of things. So there's been a lot of kind of like deep dives into who we are, what we're trying to do, what we need to expand into. So there's like it's almost like an opening of the heart, right? Even though the eighth house isn't necessarily the heart, but the eighth house is the deep desires. It's the hidden truth. It's what's behind closed doors. It's also what's sacred to us. So, a lot of y'all are probably restarting y'all spiritual practices, kind of coming to conclusions on that. Like, man, like, okay, I haven't been on my spiritual game how I should. I haven't been doing my rituals how I should. So all of those different things are being expanded and showed to you um, through the different trials and tribulations you're experiencing on your day-to-day life. Now, with Capricorn season in general, there's a lot of concentrated energy in your value, your sense of worth, sense of self-worth. So, different ways you could have been dealing with that, but hopefully you've been on a path of reconnecting to the different things that maybe you didn't, maybe forgot about when you was a kid. Like also we had Saturn, we still got Saturn in late degrees Pisces. So that's like a bit of a trine. Saturn is kind of reminding y'all, what you was kind of what sparked your interest at childhood. It's like kind of like it's really an opportunity. It's kind of reminding you of the things that you might have put down and put aside in childhood that actually gave you life and made you feel good about yourself. And so reconnecting with those type of things could be beneficial. But really it's almost like, Capricorn for everybody is about getting serious. But what you're getting serious with is things that you are basically building a foundation around, things that you are, it's about self-esteem, it's about value, but it's about also what you have to offer to the world. So reconnecting with your gifts again. And there's a stellium in there, right? So Mercury got your mind. Well, first it was the sun and it was Mars. It was Mars first, then the sun, and then Venus. So with Mars there too, is giving you an extra drive and passion to be like, okay, wait, hold on. Let me try to put these different things in motion. So, you know, this time period, because the Gregorian calendar is going to have everybody in the energy as if this is the new year time, which that's not the case. It's really the new year comes in late March where we hit Aries season. But this period of time from January up until March is really the preparation. It's us getting resolving different things that have been kind of like themes of the previous year, because it's the winter time still. So we're putting death to these things, and y'all know all too well about death and transformation. So this is just part of that process. And there's an interesting relationship with Jupiter in your eighth house and all of this stellium with Mercury, Mars, Venus, the Sun in your second house, where it's almost like there's a pathway to wisdom about why you chose the things that you have chosen to be what you offer to the world, assigning new meaning and reasoning to the different things that you've been, investing your time and energy into to learn more about skills, abilities, and things like that. So this is a beautiful time just to get really clear on that, and to also push yourself to get that on some kind of schedule, or get that on some kind of uh yeah, it's kind of like putting that on schedule, um, or not so much put it on schedule, but making that a part of your life again, making that a part of your mission again. Now, as the sun continues to go on and when it transitions into Aquarius, that's going to be your fourth house. No, your third house. That's going to be your third house, where it's about kind of getting back connected to your surroundings, but also exploration, curiosity, right? So investing into the things that you value and kind of reconnecting with the thing that you have to offer to the world, or the many different things you have to offer to the world. The next step of that is going to be about kind of getting back into your community with it, getting back, starting to talk about it again, starting to interact with it in a curiosity type way, where you're kind of like almost like a kid again, stumbling, fidgeting with those talents, playing around with it, keeping it on your mind, talking to people about it in a kind of childlike way. These are gonna, but really the third house is just about your surroundings, but what you make a part of your familiar, what you start to get familiar with, right? And being that these might be things you already been doing, you might already be familiar with it, but this is almost like getting back up to speed with it in a way where you can start to make it a part of your lifestyle, or you can start to just engage with it again. Like, that's kind of what the energy I'm getting. And see, this a lot of all this whole stellium is going to pass through Pluto. Pluto has been in y'all third house, so y'all surroundings have already been transforming. These energies, to me, like the sun, Mercury, Mars, and Venus, are kind of giving you another opportunity, more, it's giving you more ways to kind of go forward with the transformation. I kind of feel like Pluto is representing a certain purification. So in this time, right, we're wrapping up what 2025 was about, right? That was a 9 year. So a lot of things had to get put to death. A lot of situations had to transform and transpire. A lot of things expired. So we have to already put our minds in, okay, let's get suited for this new space. Going through your second house, this is you collecting a new, you getting real back, you're getting back acclimated with your talents. This is getting purified through Pluto to continue your transformation, so that you can now re-engage with your environment, your new environment, right? It should be a new environment. And as you're engaging in that new environment, now you have different that you have tools to work with. You have different things that you can start to do and get back into the groove of things, because you might have felt like you was out of commission the last couple months and things like that. So that's important to note as we move into Aquarius season. Now, on the 15th, we're going to have, I think it's the 15th, it might be the 16th, but we're going to have a new moon in late degrees Capricorn. It's really going to be cuspy with Aquarius. So even that is kind of like a new moon always brings new energy. So this is a this is kind of like a new sense of self-esteem through the new things that you've decided, and it might be the old things, it might be talents and gifts and abilities that you already been working on, but this is a new perspective on it and a new approach. And then also being that it's cuspy, it's a new environment or a new communication that comes from the skills and abilities that you've already been investing in, right? Or it could be a complete pivot. Some people going through a complete pivot, But if you're still doing the same thing, this might just be a pivot on your perspective. And so you're looking at it with a new lens, a new approach, and it's time to go after it. Now, let me see what else. We also got talked about Jupiter. Now, late in the month, right, like around the 27th, I believe, we got Neptune back in Aries. Neptune going into your fifth house, right, which is gonna be Aries. That's gonna be a trine. Like y'all got a big year, really, because a lot of now Neptune and Aries is gonna bring that either energy of really sharp energy of creativity, or it can make a delusion out of, whatever it is that you've been investing all your time and energy into. It's very important for you to consider, you know, again, that's why it's important right now for you to get an idea of how you want the next nine, like with Sag risings, it's kind of like y'all kind of got like this old, like this, like a type of year that is really centered in like considering like what your long-term plans are going to be, because Neptune and Aries, it brings a lot of creative energy, which can be over, it can feel overwhelming, right? And then later on in the year, you're gonna have Jupiter going into Leo, which is gonna be your ninth house. So you're gonna be like lit up, you know what I'm saying? Lit the hell up. Like that Neptune with Saturn as well is like you have just a very big potential to be able to build something that is, because already as a Sag rising, you a visionary. Excuse me. So imagine you as a visionary having not only the vision, right, being a Sag rising, but then now we're adding Neptune to give you just a kind of like otherworldly creativity to the mix. You got Saturn there to create some level of discipline. Now, being that it's in the fifth house, Saturn doesn't necessarily like to be there. So there could be some difficulty or even self-doubt with how you are going about that vision, or your ability or capacity to build that vision out or to express yourself creatively. Like you have a lot of creative ideas, but you might feel bottlenecked. But what I'm thinking is that that energy, when you get Jupiter into the ninth house, even Jupiter in the eighth house right now, it's like, you know, you're expanding when it comes to your emotional depth. But when it goes into the ninth house for you, that's going to be a gift that you have to be able to basically learn more. And the more it's almost like the more you learn and the more faith you start to incorporate into what it is that you're trying to do, as far as like your goals and your dreams and your visions, the more you invest in that, or the more you learn more about the different aspects or the things involved with that, it's like those road blockages that might present themselves in the fifth house can actually be, you'll learn your way through them. You'll be able to kind of have more insight and be able to see the different steps you need to take in order to get through those things, right? So that's just the potential of what could come with a lot of this. But right now, you just Neptune moving into Aries, you're going to start to feel that rush of new creative ideas and energy that's going to give you kind of like, okay, like the hints to be like, okay, I need to expand like this, or I need to expand like that. So, a lot of big things coming through. One thing with the stellium in the second house, you're going to have all that energy going into the third house. I think I said that already. Um, yeah, we talked about the energy in Pisces being in the fourth house, like Saturn currently in your fourth house, or at least late, kind of late, maybe creeping into your fifth house. Um, yeah, what else? Let me see. hmm you guys got yeah, though that's kind of like the majority of the energy you're gonna be dealing with. So, yeah, I'm open for personal readings. If you're looking to get a one-on-one reading, I do my readings based upon individuals' needs. So just let me know. Send me an email at daybeyond95@gmail.com with astrology help in the subject line, and I'll get right to you. Other than that, make sure you drop me a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, and share this with somebody else who's either a Sag rising or is just into astrology and wants to learn more about it. So thank y'all all for being here. Much love, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.